Ooh. Welcome
I don't know what that was.
to Bowl Preview Part 2.
Yeah. Twice the bowls in half as much time.
Oh, it's cold.
2 bowls, 2 furious.
Just a heads up, tonight between 1 a.m. and 7 a.m. we have a freeze warning in the Bay Area.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's fucking cold as shit. We're in the garage as usual.
Yep.
We may not make it out alive.
No, yeah, this is the last thing you're gonna hear from us.
Yeah, just kidding. We're just all drama. Men are so drama.
True.
It's true. Alright, so we're going to launch right into it. We haven't really had great bowl games yet because we haven't really got to the ranked matchups. The highlight so far was just Lane Kiffin going for 2 just because he got mildly insulted by a member of the Akron athletic staff.
The Lane train is just off. It's just off and running. And for the next 10 years, apparently. Although, where do we set the over under at how many years of that 10-year extension he's going to complete?
It's so funny to me with his history. Like, why would you sign him to a 10-year deal? You're gonna have to buy him out if you. Or no. If he terminates the contract, you're fine.
Yeah.
So I guess there's no reason not to
because they're not going to fire him.
Yeah. So signing him to a 10-year is fine.
No, it doesn't hurt them at all.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
No, it's actually really smart.
Sorry,
because
I'm a dummy sometimes.
It's actually really smart because it looks to, families of recruits that they've got stability in their coach. let's send our boy there.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the highlight of this bowl season so far is Oregon Boise State Throwdown Part 2. The sequel from 10 years ago,
and Boise ultimately shredded them.
Oh yeah, well in terms of football, actually,
there was a glimmer of hope when the Oregon defense scored back-to-back touchdowns.
I'm just talking about the fight, dude. I don't know. I'm not even talking about the game.
I didn't see the fight. So I'm gonna let you take this
10 years ago or whatever, or 8 years ago, that LeGarrette Blount sucker punched that Boise State player in the face after the game. And 8 years ago, they get into a fight again. It was great. Tradition.
I don't.
You don't remember that?
I didn't really watch college football until 2012.
That was a great moment, man. That was our nation's introduction to LeGarrette Blount when he punched a guy in the face.
Well, he'll be back on the Patriots before long. Mark my words.
Yep.
He's just a spy that they send to the Steelers every year. That's what I always say.
Well, he's on the Eagles now.
Technically, he's on the Steelers. think about it.
Technically, he still plays for
He's in the state of Pennsylvania.
True.
Yeah. Alright, so we're going to kick into this one. This is when we really started to get into the meat of the bowl season. Meat and the potatoes and the vegetables and meat.
That was extremely uncomfortable for me.
Eamon's a little freaked out. Yeah. I don't blame him. Sunday, Christmas Eve. Yeah. We have one game. It's Fresno State versus Houston in the Hawaii Bowl.
Yeah.
We're all going to be freezing our asses off watching this game and remembering that there are places where it's actually warm out.
Yep.
And Hawaii is one of them.
I saw a fun little video, I believe it was last night, of Jeff Tedford and the Houston coach doing the hula.
Oh.
So that was good for those.
It's interesting.
Good for those guys.
Yeah. I'm proud of it. Having some fun. I'm just glad Tedford's healthy.
Yeah. He seemed to be having a great time.
That's good.
And this should be a good game too. Fresno State obviously had a great year. They came up short in their conference championship game because they got completely screwed in having to play at Boise.
And Tom Herman's
former team.
The former Tom Herman Houston team is still pretty talented this year.
Yeah.
It should be a tight game. It's one of the best unranked matchups we've got. 9-4 Fresno State versus 7-4 Houston. Houston obviously didn't get to play 2 games because of the hurricane.
I believe that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, it should be a tight matchup.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. This is absolutely worth putting on Christmas Eve, as you roast chestnuts over the open fire.
Yeah, just go something like that. Yeah. Then we skip Christmas Day because there's a bunch of.
Are we not doing stars?
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Stars, buddy, stars.
4.
4 stars.
4. I think it's gonna be tight. I really like it.
Brought to you by the Stars Network.
Yep, brought to you by Stars Network. They don't just show titties anymore.
Not anymore. Although they do that.
They do that, but they also give you a little bit of frontal nudity. And I am talking about penises. Just kidding. It may as well just be porn at this point. I mean,
They were showing The American the other day with George Clooney.
oh, I've seen that.
Me and my dad were watching it for a few minutes before Jeopardy started, and there was a very graphic sex scene that I
made you a little uncomfortable.
Felt very uncomfortable watching with him.
You kind of both
came out of nowhere.
Both shuffled away from each other. Let's move on to Tuesday. We skip Christmas Day, no games.
Yep. Watch the NBA, don't watch the NFL, and they're trash games.
I don't know what games they are, but Eamon says they're bad.
Yeah, they're not good.
So we cruise on over to the Tuesday, December 26th at 10:30 in the morning. Utah versus West Virginia in the Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl. It's one of my favorite.
Should be called the Boxing Day Bowl.
Yeah, but
one of these games.
Well, yeah, one of these games should be called the Boxing Day Bowl. But I like Zaxby's Heart of Dallas because it's like a big bowl of chicken.
Yeah.
And they played in the historical Texas Stadium.
Cotton Bowl, buddy. The Cotton Bowl. We talked about.
Sorry,
this.
I'm a dum-de-dum. The Texas Stadium was the old place the Cowboys played.
Correct.
And my dad told me about it because he was like, "There's this big opening in the top of it." And when people were like, "Why is that opening there?" The answer from the Cowboys or whatever the fuck was like, "So God can look down on the field." Like,
of course it was.
Boy.
Of course it was.
Needless to say, they demoed it, and now it is a storage yard for the Department of Transportation of Texas.
It makes even more sense.
Yep.
Yeah, and Utah, West Virginia, though. I mean, Utah not their best season. They went 6-6. Kyle Whittingham, still a good coach, though.
Absolutely.
I'm surprised at the line for this one. Utah favored by 6.5. That's pretty.
It weirds me out. I mean, you know how much I despise the Big 12, but West Virginia was pretty good this year.
West Virginia's always pretty good. Like
they should be. They're
not
tighter.
Ever better than pretty good, but they're always pretty good.
Well, you know what? Let's see what the audience picked. Look at that. See?
Pretty even.
Pretty much 50.7 for Utah, 49.3.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Vegas is seeing here.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like an injury we don't know about, but
Vegas is confused, I guess. I don't know.
I like this. I like this game a lot. This is a good.
I'm gonna put 3.5 down.
You know, it's not too early. You don't have to wake up too early after Christmas.
Yeah.
You said 3?
3.5.
I'm going 4, man.
All right.
Give me 4.
All right.
Zaxby's.
He's got a lot of faith.
Give me 4 Zaxby's, whatever they are.
Eamon's gotta have faith. Sorry. Moving on. This game is a no. I'm not going to say who the teams are. We're just skipping it. It's at 2:15. Don't turn your TV on at 2:15.
The Quick Lane Bowl.
The Quick Lane Bowl. Don't watch it.
They missed their opportunity to have Lane Kiffin in it.
Yeah, no. Fuck that bowl. Moving on to 6 p.m. on Tuesday, December 26th, we have Kansas State versus UCLA in the Cactus Bowl.
Yep.
This is a Southwestern Bowl of some kind.
We figure that because this is UCLA's bowl game and they beat Cal to get that 6th win, that this would have been Cal's bowl if they'd
won that game.
It
would have been the second year in a row that Cal would go to a Southwestern Bowl of some kind.
Well, not in a row, but yeah, second.
It would have been the second one, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. I would have liked to see Cal and K-State. I think that would have been a fun matchup.
Yeah, would have been all right.
As it is, K-State and UCLA is decent, you know.
Yeah.
They're saying K-State favored by 2.5, which I think makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm starting to wonder, especially after last year, we're going to see a bunch of, like, star players sit out bowl games. I'm thinking Rosen, like, he'd be smart to sit out this game if he's going to go into the draft.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't blame him at all.
Yeah, but haven't seemed to have heard any chatter about guys sitting out bowl games yet.
Yeah, I have not heard anything yet. I would give this one a 3.5 because I don't have a lot of faith in UCLA, especially if Rosen doesn't play.
I'm gonna give it 3.
All right, I'm with you there. So that's 6 p.m. on Tuesday. Now we move forward to Wednesday. We're starting off with a screaming no.
Yeah.
A game that probably should just be canceled and disqualified because it's Florida State's bowl game, and if you've read the news lately, some internet sleuths have realized that FSU actually technically does not have 6 wins.
Yeah, shout out to the creeps on Reddit who figured that one out. That's pretty cool.
In between creeping on teenage girls, you guys actually solved the mystery here.
So this is kind of encapsulates Florida State's season in one story. Is that they did make it to a bowl after some chicanery about rescheduling a game that was hurricaned out. But turns out they shouldn't have been able to get to a bowl, and it's all kind of bullshit.
And their coach left. And it's too
and
perfect.
if they lose this game, which they very well could to Southern Miss, it'd be kind of the cherry on top.
And a half,
I like how we said we weren't going to talk about it. Now we're talking about it.
Let's just skip it. Okay. Walk-On's Independence Bowl. Don't watch it. It's at 10:30 in the morning on the 27th. Don't watch it. We move on to the Pinstripe Bowl, one of my personal favorites for television spectacle because it's in a baseball stadium. I think this should just be baseball day. And the Foster Farms Bowl should actually be played in Pac Bell Park, and the Texas-Missouri game, or the Outdoor Texas Bowl, should actually be played in
one of the Texas stadiums.
Yeah, that should be played in like the Astrodome or some shit.
The Astrodome, I don't think exists anymore, but
let's rebuild it. Put down shitty turf and let's play football on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it would be hilarious if you had a day full of just baseball stadium games. But anyway,
that would be cool, actually.
Iowa Boston College is the Pinstripe Bowl at 2:15. Yeah, Iowa's favored by 2.5.
Iowa had like a nice run earlier this season. That game against Ohio State, it's still maybe my favorite game of this past season. They just completely wrecked the Buckeyes, and it was glorious. And Boston College 7-5. I don't think I watched a single game of theirs this year, but
I did not either.
But good for them.
I'm proud of them.
Yeah.
This is whatever. I mean, I'm gonna give it 4 stars just because I just don't have a lot of faith in Boston College. I'm gonna give it 3.5. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 3.5's about right.
I'm afraid Boston College won't be able to hang with Iowa because Iowa's pretty.
I mean, that's about right.
They're gonna show up for this game. How could they not? 56% going Iowa's way.
Looks like they've got a pretty mediocre quarterback. Boston College does.
Yeah, 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns.
But a decent running back. So yeah, who knows?
Yeah, 1,400 yards.
I say 3.5's about right.
I think so. So from Yankee Stadium, we take to the air and cross the country to the Foster Farms Bowl in the Levi Stadium.
Yeah, which you shouldn't watch.
Yeah,
no matter how much you want to watch Khalil Tate.
Oh yeah, this is a no. I forgot we changed.
No.
We did flip a coin and
I overruled the coin.
You overruled the coin.
I'm like the NFL referees. I'm just throwing caution to the wind and using fucking index cards, buddy.
So don't watch this game. Wait a half hour and put on instead Texas Missouri at 6 p.m. the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors Texas Bowl.
Yeah, Tom Herman did not have a great first season, to say the least.
To say the very minimalist.
I would say he's got one more year to show that.
The ship.
Yeah, exactly. To show that he's going in the right direction before they call for his head in Austin. But
and they call for your head fast, and they slice
Missouri got off to a terrible start this year. I believe they were 1-5, and they've won their last 6 in a row to become bowl eligible. So they're on a roll right now.
To say I'm proud of them is an understatement.
I think I saw that Texas got like the top 3 or 4 like defensive backs on signing day the other day, so they're shaping up their defense for next year. But yeah, I don't know. I like this game. I think it'll be a sneaky good one.
I'm gonna give it a 4. Actually, I'm kind of insane. It's always good when a guy has to play for
as well.
It's a guy who's playing for his job against a team that has a lot to prove.
I wouldn't say playing for his job or coaching for his job, but certainly it'll
for some credit,
for some credibility. Yeah. So that's a good one. 4 stars.
Yeah. 6 p.m. 27th of December.
Yep.
We're moving on to Thursday. Did you hear some noise out there?
Yeah.
Creepers. Something scary happened. That's probably one of my brothers. Thursday, December 28th. Let me see if we're going to get cut off soon.
I think we're okay.
1 minute. Listen for the sound. Thursday we have 4 games. The first one we have a no. It's
Virginia Navy.
The Military Bowl. Don't watch. It's 10:30 in the morning. Navy's really good, but Virginia's really bad.
Sleep in.
Yeah, and so we move on to the Camping World Bowl, one of 3 games in the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Number 22, Virginia Tech versus number 19, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State was previously, the quarterback was a Heisman favorite.
Mason
at one point.
Rudolph. I mean,
Yeah.
he can still sling it, and he's got an elite group of receivers.
And he's favored by 4 in this one.
Yeah, and Virginia Tech. I mean, they're just good.
They're hanging in there. They've only got 3 losses. They're an ACC team.
They're just a tough opponent every week. So I think this is pretty evenly matched.
Yeah. This is...
I'm gonna give this one 4.5.
I'm going to give it a 4. Because I think Oklahoma State could run with it. I believe in them. And yeah, I love the Citrus Bowl. I'm sorry, I'm very biased because my girlfriend's from Orlando, but I really like the Citrus Bowl.
And I
Hate me.
And I love Camping World.
Yeah, Eamon loves Camping World. He goes every week.
Yeah.
When
I'm in the mood for a tent.
You mean an RV? Or I guess they sell tents.
Of course
too.
they sell tents.
Yeah. They're Camping World, John, you idiot. Oh yeah.
So after the Camping World Bowl, we've got the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl.
This was previously my favorite long bowl name game,
Yeah.
but that was immediately usurped this year by the Cherry Bundy Cherry Tart.
That's pretty good. Bad Boy Mowers is also good.
Yeah,
too.
right now the Bad Boy Mowers Gasparilla Bowl is coming to an end,
Yeah.
or is already over.
It is over.
Yeah.
Temple won 28-3.
As you recall, we previewed that last week, and actually, really quickly, I have the receipt in my pocket. Yeah, I just sleep in these pants. Don't judge me. What day is today?
The 20-something.
Today's the 20-something.
The 21st.
We just have bad written in all capitals.
Well, it was bad.
Yeah, and it was bad. Hey,
See?
look at that.
We're geniuses.
We're smart people. So anyway, Washington State versus Michigan State. 18 versus 16 in the Holiday Bowl in Qualcomm Stadium, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
And Washington State's actually favored by 1. I would not give Mike Leach that much credit.
I would. I think.
You take those Michigan boys out of the snow for one game, they tend to win.
That's true. And Washington State does tend to crap the bed in bowl games, or at least they have in the recent past.
Let's look at what the people say. Because Vegas, as we know, me and Eamon have disagreed with a lot of the lines that Vegas has laid out.
And
for
I
these bowl
thought
games.
that Mike Leach should be out the door to another school.
Oh yeah, well he was going to hit the road, and then people picked other coaches.
Yeah, I thought he'd be on his way to Nebraska, but apparently not.
He played it well, though. You know, he didn't make it seem like he really wanted to leave. People are picking Washington State in this one.
There you go.
57%.
I mean, they do have all the talent in the world on offense, but I don't know how much I trust them. I'm kind of feeling like a shootout here.
I think this is going to be a really good one. I'm going to give it 4 stars.
Same. I don't think it'll be quite as good as as Virginia Tech, Oklahoma State, but I will give it 4 stars.
Yeah. I mean, this is all 9-3 teams.
Yep.
Or at least the last 2 games we just previewed are. So
So
that's
then-
at 6.
And also at 6.
Also at 6
Terribly scheduled. We've
What
got,
are you people thinking?
got the Valero Alamo Bowl.
So this is in that indoor stadium in San Antonio.
The Alamo Dome.
The Alamo Dome. And
TCU's
TCU's been there before.
They have been there in historic fashion before. They came back from just a historic deficit.
Commonly referred to as the game that killed Helfrich.
Well, you know what they say at TCU? They say, "Remember the Alamo Bowl."
Yeah, I've heard it. Yeah, that's the thing.
Fucking what's his name?
Helfrich lost his job after
Gary
that,
Patterson. No, I think he lasted another year.
He lasted another year.
He was firmly on the hot seat after that.
Okay, yeah.
Gary Patterson famously changed his shirt at halftime of that game, and the entire it's real. The entire fortunes of his team changed from that point on.
That's why Sean, whatever his name is, who coaches Arizona men's basketball, always changes his shirt at halftime.
Yeah, well, and because he's a disgusting, sweaty
He's a very
bastard.
sweaty man.
Yeah.
Very sweaty man. Anyway, this is going to be an interesting game. I think Stanford is literally just going to completely crash and die.
Well, you said it. They need Bryce Love to play to have any chance. And if he does, they'll have a good chance. It'll be probably a pretty closely played game.
He's going to have had almost over 2 weeks to recover at that point, right? Since the other game?
At least.
Yeah, so he might be okay.
Closer to 3 weeks, probably.
Yeah, and so you know, he might be. He's just got to carry the team. That's what he tried to do against USC, and he wasn't able to carry the team because his leg was pretty much fucking broken.
It'll depend
Almost.
how heartbroken he is from not winning the Heisman.
Stanford never wins the Heisman.
And I love it. I love that they've had, what, 3, 4 Heisman runner-ups?
Oh, and they could have won it.
4? I think it's 4. They had Toby Gerhart, Andrew Luck, McCaffrey, and Love have all
and they
in
had
second place.
They had very real chances to win each of those, and they completely, because part of what you have to do to win the Heisman is like go to bat for your player, and like actually like, you know, get his name out there, call some journalists, be like, look, this, you know, here's some numbers, come out, watch the team and shit. Stanford doesn't do any of that. They do no promotion, and that is why they never win the Heisman.
Yep. And it's
because they're stupid.
It's the sweetest Schadenfreude for me.
Oh yeah,
we can't actually beat them.
We always enjoy
it. We
it.
can't actually beat them in
we'll
the big
beat them
game.
next year.
We will beat them next year.
We'll beat them next year.
The reckoning is coming.
Yeah. You can all suck a dick.
Yeah.
Because we're coming, motherfuckers.
Fuck you.
Yeah. I'm going to make my dad go to Will Call, get those tickets, hand them to us, and then we're going to go in there.
Oh, we're going. And we're rushing the field after.
Yep. Fuck yeah.
I don't care if we.
I
don't care if we were favored. We're rushing the field.
Yeah. Anyway, this game I'm gonna give it a 4, but it's a very scared 4.
I'm gonna give it 4.5, man. I don't even know why, but I'm doing it.
I'm giving it the 4 of fear because I feel like TCU's gonna rumble them.
All right.
Gary Patterson's like, I just got a fucking extension. I'm coming in here.
Yeah.
I'm going wild. I hope he changes the shirt at the half again.
I hope he just layers shirts and just like starts peeling off shirts all throughout the game.
Oh yeah.
He's just like, I don't need this shirt. I don't need that shirt.
I don't need no shirts.
And he just goes over and takes off David Shaw's shirt. He's like, give me your shirt.
It'd be a little weird, but
That'd
yeah.
be great. Kidding me? The highlight of bowl season. He just steals the guy's shirt.
I mean, sure. Oh yeah, the Gildan Bowl, they did not have a t-shirt cannon.
Did you see the Bad Boy Mowers had a mower race?
No.
They picked one guy from each team. I think they were the starting centers, and they had a mower race.
Oh my god.
It's great.
The mowers are really called Bad Boy Mowers, right?
Bad Boy Mowers.
Are they sit mowers?
Yeah.
I'll sit on one of those.
Yeah.
I'll ride around my whole yard. My yard's not very big.
Yeah. Crashed into some fucking fences.
Anyway, so we just took you to Thursday. In part 3, we will take you the rest of the way, baby.
Oh,
we'll take you all
We'll
the
take
way.
you all the way.
Take you to home base.
That's not the right sport.
29th to New Year's Day, honey.
Mm-hmm. It's called the Holiday Taint.
What the?
Because it's between Christmas and New Year's.
Sure.
I didn't make that up. Somebody else did.
Okay. Whatever. Anyway, I'm John.
I'm David.
And this has been your college football preview. Bowl Edition Part 2. We'll see you next time on Bowl Edition Part 3. Oh, I hit myself in the eye. They were like, this guy, he has some really good points.
Dude, that's just making it colder in here.
Hey man, turn toward me right now.